Good morning and happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans and active duty service members. I thought that this was a perfect opportunity to talk a little bit about a VA loan. VA loans can be a great option for veterans who are looking to buy a house, but as with anything, there are pros and cons to this tool, so I just wanted to take a moment to break it down a little bit. Some of the pros of a VA loan include not having to have a high credit score to qualify for the loan, not as high as you would for, say, a conventional mortgage. I believe that the threshold is 620, but that may vary from lender to lender. So as a veteran, you would have to look into that and see what the credit score threshold would be for your particular loan. There is a low or no down payment in some cases, so that can help veterans get into homes more quickly. And typically the rates are a little bit lower than conventional. Also, you do not have to pay PMI, so that private mortgage insurance that typically you would have on a conventional loan. If you put less than 20% down, you do not have to pay. Some of the cons is that there are additional hoops to jump through. There are some requirements, just like with an FHA loan, that the lender will have to require for you to be able to get this loan and get in the house, make sure the property is safe. A wood pest inspection is required, and this is sort of an interesting little piece of this loan, is that the seller is supposed to pay for that. Normally the buyer would pay for that, but in a VA situation, the seller is supposed to pay for that, and sometimes they balk at that. There's a myth that a seller cannot reject a loan based on a VA loan status, that someone who comes in with a VA loan, that a seller cannot reject that offer on the basis of it being a VA loan, and that's simply not true. Financing is always a consideration when a seller is looking to accept or reject an offer. So they may not want to accept a VA loan because of the additional requirements, because they may have to add a railing or remove paint, or there are certain requirements that will need to be done as a part of that loan, and the seller just may not be willing to do it. And bouncing back to the low or no down payment, I advise everyone buying a home to be very careful about not putting down at least a decent amount, because you don't want to get in a situation where you have no equity at all. So if you get into a house and you have not put anything down, you have zero equity in that home, which means that if you need to get out of it, you're going to be underwater, because even if you bought it and moved and sold it, you're still going to have to pay commissions and taxes and transfer taxes. You're going to have to pay moving fees. So there are, in addition to just the costs of reselling your home, you're also going to have these frictional costs. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to try to answer them or to connect you with resources that can answer them better than I. And happy Veterans Day. Hope everyone has a great day.